About once a year, I make a video about Neovim, the elite editor. And I gotta say, I love Neovim for its possibilities, and I've currently revamped my entire Neovim for Neovim 0.12 that just dropped, I think it was last month, or maybe it was even 2 months ago. But I have had a blast redoing this because it's made me more efficient in certain areas, specifically editing system utilities and config files. Also, I use it all the time when it comes to making articles on christitus.com. I have special scripts set up so I can copy a certain image from anywhere in here and go ahead and put it inside the article. So let's say I want to grab this, and we're just going to bring that down, and I'm going to put this inside my web article. So I'm going to take it out, switch to a different project, go to my website, and pull up, what is this, Neovim, the elite editor, and I think I wanted to put this towards snacks, which is towards the bottom here. And snacks is where I do a lot of like the file picking, live grep, project switching, diagnostics, and explorer tree, which you just saw. So explorer tree, this would be a natural spot to put that screenshot. Now, normally in Markdown, you'd have to write the Markdown syntax. You'd have to convert this file to WebP. If you have an image editor, you might open it up in that, and then paste it in the location it needs to be. I have a little hotkey in Neovim where I'll just go leader P. Then I will just put explore snacks. Boom. And then it makes the snacks explorer right there. You can actually see this at this directory. And on the website, if you look, this is a live reload. You can see the Explorer picture went ahead and fed in there. So within 5 to 10 seconds, I'm able to really make snapshots and create screenshots and put them all in here in seconds instead of maybe a minute on a traditional website where you'd actually submit the file and then have to move it around, or if you're trying to do it manually through Markdown, it's even worse. So that's kind of where this is and just one of the powerful things about it. But let me show you another use case. Let's say I'm in fstab. A lot of times it uses UUID, and I want to grab one of the UUIDs from the other ones. So what I can do is actually go into standard mode, retrieve, and then just go BLKID, pull in all my UUIDs for all my devices. So this is really powerful on servers or headless systems, because normally you'd have to write it down, or maybe you could use like click paste or something like that to do a copy and then feed it directly in through a paste. But this is just so much easier. So let's say I wanted to grab the UUID for P1 right here, which it's all right there, you can see. But let's say I just wanted to isolate this down. I can just grab everything in this block, yank it, and then just say, you know what, I'm going to create a whole new entry with this UUID, and just go UUID equals that, bam, paste it in, and then start going. So much better than having to type all this crap in and all this without having to mess with it. Now, I also, a lot of Neovim people are probably already cringing because I'm using my mouse. But I also like to kind of flip back and forth between VS Code, because agent mode in VS Code's very nice for coding. And it's not bad in here, but I just want to kind of showcase this. It's fine for like something simple like this project. We'll pull up like our color scheme, and we can actually feed that into our LLM over here. You can do local LLMs, you can do all that. The one thing I would, so I haven't really found out how to do it project wide, an easy search for project wide and say, hey, find this in 10 of these files in this whole project, and have it kind of search through having that LLM do a wider search. But for a single file, it does a pretty good job. And analyze this color scheme to make it pop more. And then just Control S, it submits it, it goes out. It'll probably use like 5.3 codecs or even Sonnet. I have it just set to auto, but you can set to specific models if you like. And then it'll look. It says current config is clean, but is more refined than punchy. What is already working, floats use separate background, that, and it says like, okay, too many bold groups, less hierarchy. But let's say you wanted to grab this and say this entire require right here, and you want to grab this entire code block. I would do leader Y from normal mode, leader Y to grab the entire block. And let's just come over here. We'll go into visual mode and we'll just come on down all the way to the end. And then we'll just paste it in. And then we'd have this entire new setup directly from what we have over in our code. So we would actually grab this, save it out. Now I'm going to actually not save that because I don't necessarily want it, because I kind of like my current color scheme. But I just wanted to give you an example of the 3 use cases I have for Neovim right now. All the code's right here. One of the big things here too is I kind of getting away from Tej's Kickstart, and I wanted to go more minimal. A lot of the LSPs and other things I noticed were a little bit too aggressive, and I wanted a more minimal setup, because a lot of times when I want to like detox myself from let's say like a VS Code, and I want to just exclusively use Neovim, this is a good way to do it. I could also see a spot for me when it comes to like writing articles. I kind of like get in a certain flow, or maybe I'm writing a book and I want to kind of just zen out. A lot of times what I'll do is come into here, and do I have Linux book in here? Oh, I don't. And I'm going to open up this project, and then I'm just going to search. And let's say I wanted to change like the drives, and I wanted to expand this a little bit. I can come down and you'll notice, hey, it's seeing blanks around headings. So you probably want to do that to get rid of it. Error on line length. It wants this, and I could actually hide some of these errors like MD13 and MD12. It's kind of like, it's not that big a thing. So you can actually hide some of the warnings if you don't like that. So for this one, I'd probably just copy my markdown rule set from my website. And I have a specific markdown lint file I'll put directly here. Then we're going to open that back up, and you'll notice, okay, a lot less warnings, no minimum line requirements. And then I can start to clean this up a little bit, getting rid of these errors. And then also there's a tab system built into Neovim as well. So like you can go in to add new tabs or go back to tabs. So then you have multiple tabs open. You can bring your file explorer back, and then you can kind of have a VS Code style setup if you want this. Sometimes I rock this, and it just depends on the project. The bigger the projects, a lot of times I do find myself coming back into like my VS Code setup to do, like, let's say a big modification. Like with linutil, I do a lot of bash scripting over here, and sometimes I don't want to do that Neovim for that, and I want to do like a full project reference using an LLM, and I think VS Code just does that better. But again, there's between the tab system I really enjoy. I also like using oil, which is kind of cool. So like, let's say there's something else I wanted to add here. Let's say I wanted to add like a new chapter. I can go boom, chapter 9, the end.markdown, and then exit out, and you could create this file direct, and then you'd have a brand new file just at your fingertips. Or you can navigate really easily using oil instead of the other. So, and all the Vim bindings work, so you can jump around much easier. So you can jump using Vim motions. And it's so many countless possibilities here. I'll go ahead and submit that better lint anyways. These are just kind of like the basic thoughts when I'm using Neovim. It's a great editor, and something that I am always trying to perfect and get a little bit better at each time. In my experience, these are the things that work for me. I'm still not 100% user of it, but I still love it in a lot of ways. I have a whole bunch of SOCs I want to use when I don't want to use something very heavy. One thing I've noticed with a lot of GUI editors is they take a long time to load, and a lot of times you just want to get in and out, do something really fast, and Neovim's perfect for that. So there's a lot of use case for Neovim in my setup. I'm just not 100% on using it for coding just yet, especially with the agents being kind of weak. I haven't really found one that I've liked better than, let's say, my VS Code alternative, or, God forbid you use Cursor. That's just light years ahead of both products when it comes to agent editing. But I'm not huge into doing that or making it like a full-blown GUI out of it. I've tried, and I'm just like, it's okay. But a lot of times I do a lot more hands-on content. So anyways, that's my thoughts on Neovim. I hope you enjoyed this. I say try it out. You know, it's good. I don't think you're going to switch overnight. It's taken me probably 4 years now of using Neovim to where I'm like, I really incorporated a lot more. But I'm still not 100% on board with it, especially in the era of AI agents. But there we go. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one.